All right, guys, back again. I'll work more on the body. Try to go quickly through getting some detail in for the rest of this. And probably will have to do a Z-remesh of the main body so I can work on it more easily since it's such a large piece. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the main body. Reveal the whole body. There we go. I'm just going to turn off the other subtools. And at this point, honestly, it may be good just to kind of go ahead and talk about just general organization of subtools. So there's a lot of subtools here that I just don't need. I don't necessarily want to get rid of them per se, but I don't necessarily need to have them. So what I could do is go right here to where it says new folder. It's going to ask me to put in a name, and I'll just say maybe like old parts. So then I have a folder here with one of these in here, and then I can actually just drag and drop anything in here that I just don't really need. Which is kind of nice. And then close that folder, turn it off, and then I got basically that area is hidden, and I can kind of just keep going, and if I ever need to open it up and reuse it, I have these old parts here. So kind of just cleans up everything, and I think makes it a little bit easier to work with. So anyway. Okay. So I'm going to basically pull the same trick I did yesterday with, or the previous video with doing the Z-remesh, the duplicate Z-remesh, and then copy or reproject the details, and see if we can go ahead and get a lower resolution version of this mesh with reprojecting the same details on it. So we can kind of just maybe move a little bit quicker. Okay. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that. So let's duplicate this body. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to geometry, Z-remesher. And so we're moving from 21 million. I'm pressing Z-remesher, by the way. Moving from 21 million. And we'll see how far down it'll go for us. Yeah, let's pause the video for 1 second. All right. We had the body basically drop down to 16,000 faces. That is a substantial drop. Holy cow. Very, very big difference. Okay. So let's go ahead and same thing as before. I'm going to turn on high resolution mesh, turn on low resolution mesh. Low resolution mesh is selected. I'm going to divide it up until it hits somewhere around ballparking the other mesh, which was what, 20 million? Uh, 16 million's getting close. Let me see if I can get one more subdivision out of this. Let's save the file real quick, just make sure it doesn't, you know, crap out on us. Make sure you guys iteratively save. Reason why is because you never know when your file might corrupt on you. So make sure you save every once in a while with a new name. All right, let's do it again. I might or might not. Ooh, all right, we almost got to 70 million polys. That should be enough for everything. All right, we're good. All right, make sure all of your subtools are turned off except for the two. Let's go to project, project all, and let it do its magic. This will probably take a few minutes. All right, so I let this thing project for about 30 minutes, and it just didn't do it. That was at the full 60 million or 67 million polys. So what I did was I exited out of the program, reopened my file, good reason to have that file saved, and I went to 1 million and decided to project from there. So what I'm going to try to do is kind of stair step up to the next level, essentially. Okay, so with this projected, which you can see it's not projected perfectly, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and go from level 4 to level 5. So that's going to take it from 1 million to 4 million or 5 million, whatever. And then I'm going to project again. And so the idea is because this mesh is a little bit closer to where I need to be projecting, it should run a little bit more easily. So we'll give that a shot and see how that works. I'm going to go ahead and save my file real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and do another projection. All right, so went ahead and got it projected. It looks pretty good, actually. So here's the original. And here is the projection. So it actually does look really good. The only thing that really kind of isn't looking that great is this piece right here. These little spiky bits are basically just little pieces that got projected out and pulled out where they shouldn't have been. So we can take care of that. That's not a huge problem. What I'm going to do is just go in and smooth. And kind of just smooth these out a little bit. You'll see they'll pop back over. I'm not going to go too crazy with the smoothing. I'm just trying to get them to kind of go back in. You see how they kind of go back in like that. It's good. It seems a lot easier. Okay. So there we go. I do want to show you a tool in case you're having some spots that aren't projecting properly. What you can do is there's a projection brush you can use, which is right Z project right here. So what you can do is basically just kind of forcefully project the mesh if you need to. So say, for example, if you're not getting as good of a definition or it's just not working, with Z project turned on, the brush turned on, what I can do is maybe jump up to my level 7, where it's going to put me up around 70 million. And maybe like some of these areas here that just didn't really project as well as they should have. We can just kind of go in and manually project them just a little bit. So I can kind of go in and just very lightly just go in and just kind of work some of the little bits and pieces here. You'll see it kind of pushes back just a little bit. not something you have to use unless you feel like it's just not really capturing the detail as much as you want, but it definitely helps a little bit. So if we go and turn off that original subtool, you see it, we get maybe a little bit, there's really not, they were missing a little bit of detail right there. Maybe we can go in, try to get just a little bit more. Although to be fair, I think that's a little, maybe not as well done there. You do want to be careful though, where it gets really thin, like this area right here. You want to be careful with that. See, one of the nice things about us having the subdivisions now is that when I turn and rotate the model, it rotates a lot easier because I have those subdivisions. If I was trying to rotate 70 million polys, ooh, you would not like it at all. That is for sure. So that didn't really go back in as much as I would like. So I'm going to drop down another subdivision level, just go down to 6. And I'm just going to smooth that a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to project a little bit. You'll see it's kind of doing the same problem again, where it's kind of projecting up the backside. So, what we could try is go into our brush settings and turn on backface mask. So maybe it's just getting a little too thin. So I'm going to go and turn that up. Maybe get a little bit more. And you see it kind of almost like it shrink wraps. Still kind of doing it a little bit. Honestly, some of these thin spots may just not be something we can project very easily, just simply because it's maybe just a little bit too thin. And that's okay. Maybe just have to go in and resculpt it a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn off that high-res mesh. So we got. Yeah, it's nothing we can't resculpt. That's fine. All right. I'm going to go and take that original mesh. I'm going to put it up here in old parts, since that's now considered old. And there you go. So that's basically, we've got it reprojected, and we got a model with a lower resolution mesh that we can kind of play around with and work with some more. So this allows us just to go ahead and just keep sculpting as we need to. So I'm going to go and stop the video for today, or stop video for now, and then we'll pick up with the next video.